or ganun yung practice. But early 90s, yung director namin, si Betsy Gamela, she came to know biodynamic agriculture through Sir Dan and yung mga books ni Bruce Steiner. And then she found that, sustainable pala pa ganito. And kasama na rin kasi sa philosophy talaga ever since they started yung how to, parang to practice yung traditions talaga ng mga indigenous people. May animist sila, diba? So, mystical. They involve yung mga stars, yung mga spirits, which is what biodynamic agriculture is all about. Before we plant, before we plant or till the soil, kailangan may specific time, date, position ng star, ng sun, gano'n. So, medyo tedious siya, but when you come to know na, ganito palang yung effect niya, na nahihil mo slowly yung planet, at least dun sa corner, o sa spot mo sa world. Yun yung nagtulak sa kanila to actually push the project. And then that's when we started looking for funds, to support the projects, and then nag-start yung agriculture, agrarian redemption program ng foundation, which is yung buy back the land. And then, parang bilang is for them to practice the biodynamic agriculture for 7 years. After 7 years, sa kanilang lupa nila, they don't pay us anything. They can do whatever with the land. If they want to go back to commercial farming, it's their choice. But so far, sa dami ng farmers na members na wala ka namang bumabalik sa commercial farming. So, I think, ganun nga, empowered sila, nare-reward sila, nakita nila yung hihirapan nila, hindi sila nung sa utang. So, yun. So, we decided to stick to it. So, which is, yun, matagal na siya, pero sana tumagal pa. And sana hindi lang siya mag-focus sana hindi lang siya mag-concentrate sa Mindanao. Hopefully, we can to share also the technology sa Visayas and
Does anyone else want to share about their experience starting?
2006 kayo. Anyway, sige. Maganda nga. General story para kayo nagsimula. Kailan and how. Dito muna.
Sir.
Ikaw na.
Bali yung background ng parents ko ay pareho silang nasa industrial company. Yung aking dad ay nasa telecommunications. Nag-own ng computer shop, so ang layo. Computers, digital, tapos nag-shift into agriculture dahil number one priority nila, gusto daw nila sa natin. So, they started to buy a farm in Mayhay. And siguro supported ko rin kasi nung ako ay high school pa, sinabi ko sa kanila na gusto kong mag-start ng agriculture. Gusto kong maging agriculturist. Third year high school. So yun yung pinaka naging catalyst na deciding factor nila na bumili ng lupa ng farm. And then yan, nabili nila ng 2004. And then pagpatayo kami ng bahay ng 2005. Then move in kami ng 2006 kasi ang original ko plan na lang talaga ng bakasyonan. Ang original namin residence ay sa Santa Rosa, Laguna. So every time na pipinit sa Santa Rosa, meron kami nagaling na inuwihan sa Mayhay. Pero medyo nasarapan sila sa sobrang lamig, no, ayaw na nila bumalik sa Santa Rosa. So yung naging permanent namin ay sa Mayhay na, which is in 2006. And then from 2006, nag-practice, tanim-tanim, tapos pansin nila, hindi na bubuhay. Nung nagtatanim siya na isang buong tray ng lettuce, hindi isa walang tumupo. Nagtanong sila bakit ganun. So doon sila nag-start mag-research, nag-enroll sila sa mga seminars, and then pagkatapos ng seminar, apply, practice, experiment. Hanggang sa noong 2009, may mga pumibisita na sa farmers na makita yung technologies, paano tumatakbo yung farm. May isang bisita kami na sinuggest na gawing business yung farm dahil maganda yung panahon, maganda yung climate. So, doon na nag-start yung pagiging business in 2009. And from there, the learning never stops. Seminars, trainings, and then medyo na-compile mo yung mga nalaman namin. Nagtaka ng mga ibang mga farmers na parang nangyayari yun eh. Mas nauna pa kayo nagtanong sa amin, pero mas nauna namatay yung amin. Naging interested sila sa mga activities namin. Doon nag-start, nag-peak hanggang ngayon.
Pero siguro banggitin mo kasi ang susi again, nagkaroon kayo ng market. Di ba sa talagang na-influensya yung paligid.
The market found us.
The market found you.
How did that happen? Paano kayo nag-advertise?
Yung bandang 2009, may nag-accept lang kami ng mga bisita. Wala pang charge nun. Libre kami nagpapakain for 1 year. Yun na friend, una yung mga immediate relatives ng pinsa nila. And then yung mga dati namin kapitbahay sa Santa Rosa, yung invite namin. And then yung first degree friends, nag-invite ng second degree friends, nag-invite ng third degree friends. Then by chance, yung isang third degree friend namin na isa pala purchasing manager ng isang restaurant sa Manila, which is yung isang restaurant siya. Yun nga, siya yung nag-suggest na mag-produce commercially ng mga herbs and vegetables na ginagamit nila dun sa restaurant. Then from there, pinag-aralan namin paano mas produce yung gulay ngayon, trial and errors, hanggang sa ma-perfect namin yung technique. Hanggang sa, dati 5 branches namin tinilibera namin, pero ngayon, buong branches namin siya. Dada nag-start yung marketing. Pero yung mga succeeding markets na-experience din namin, ako personally, door-to-door sa mga restaurant na nagpapakita ko ng mga company profile, brochures, price catalogs, and kinakawas ng manager, we like to try our products, ahente ng mga gulay.
So in terms of the market, nakikita niyo ba na may notion kasi na ay mahirap mag-organic kasi mahirap ibenta or mahal or basta maraming challenges. Nakikita niyo ba, is it yung kulang ang supply or kulang ang demand or how do you see it, yung challenges na ito kung meron?
Siguro si Mark muna dahil sa kanya kami nabili.
Siguro, yun, backgrounder also when we went into agriculture. Sometime 2005, we unloaded one business, so we were looking for, at the time, stabilize ang business to divert yung money, sayang naman. Why agriculture? My father and my grandfather basically is into agriculture. Landed kasi sila. We used to be one of the biggest hog raiser in 80s pa. My father out of Bulacan. And since yung business namin nasa Tarlac, andun ako parate, we had the land. It was my hobby na mag-alaga ng tangin. Nag-aalaga na ako na hayos sa bahay. Nag-aalaga ako marami sa bahay nun eh. Pati bagoy ko na sa bahay. May manok ako na lumaki, nangingitlog na. So, sabi ko, nung 2005, why don't I go back to my passion, hobby ko? So, farming. We started out as a goat farm. Kasi there was a belief nun na mabilis ko sa kambing. Talagang purely financial. Then we learned it the hard way. namin ako, nauubos yung pera namin. So we shifted into pork. Kasi nga yung main business ng father ko. At tagal din. And then we figured na may nagsuggest, manok, bilis. So pasok din kami ng manok. And then may gulay na rin. So wala kaming tinatamaan. Yung bulsa lang namin ang tinatamaan. It was very difficult. Wala pang protocol, 2006. There were a lot of organic inputs for vegetable, pero wala pa sa livestock. And it was my prayer na makakita no. May lumabas na nanotechnology produce, naging po. So practically we did R&D. Halos last year lang namin nag-perfect na yung protocol. 2005 to 2012. Learning also to survive given yung changes in weather. Ang daming challenges. So, nung umpisa, it was only a challenge of production protocol. Nung nag-improve, it was a challenge of market. We were ahead of time. Pinipersa ko muna yung mga kaibigan ko kung nagkala ko, bili kayo. So, yun, hindi naman pa nagbahay-bahay, pero I was calling them and texting them. There was always a challenge of pricing. Kaya kami, we chose to do the broiler type na i-free range. The broiler na i-free range. Una, naka-elevate na and then free range. So, wala pa rin protocol nun ng natural farming. Inumpisa na namin nun to free range. we eventually found out yung manok talaga ang may demand. So with the broiler free range, may pork din kami. We have few vegetables, pero ngayon mas madali lumago yung mga damo. So pinapakain namin na sa baboy tsaka. Oo. So yung market, for the longest time ang hirap, pero recently, lalo na after the Organic Congress, I was caught off guard.
Maraming order.
Oo. So, ang laki nung demand ngayon to the point na we're expecting almost double siguro yung December from about 3 months ago. Pero yung December kasi is abnormal. So, yung base na lang yun. So, I think there's a demand. We chose the broiler type pala because of price sensitivity. Yun nga pala. Why we chose the broiler compared to the traditional na native or the traditional na colored free range. Masyadong matagal, tagal ng ikot, mahal. So, sabi namin, doon kami sa naiiba from a marketing point of view. Andito yung traditional na broiler, andito yung native na mahal yung colored free. Dito kami, didikit kami dito. So, meron kasing perception na matigas ito, mahal. So, dito kami, lalapit kami doon. So, that's where we started developing yung protocol na sumama tayo 50%, 75%, hindi na namin alam kung yan. Ngayon naman, below 10%. Depende sa weather. So, there's a market ngayon. There's a booming market. We hope na we can sustain it. Yun nga pala, we thought of doing social enterprise. We're now involving small farmers from within our town. I noticed na yung mga approaches. Ganun talaga. We develop now small farmers. We teach them the protocol. Kami ang magbibigay ng day-old chicks. Kami ang magbibigay ng alternative feeds and the probiotics. Nag-alaga lang sila from 300 to 500. So, that would increase substantially bigla yung production namin. So, mga simple, profit-oriented, napasok kami sa organic because I believe at that early na I was seeing a lot of people getting sick. Sabi ko, I don't want cancer na pigat oh, I dreaded that day. So, it's getting closer nga even the wife of my farm manager. That's my fear. So, doon kami, I felt na akas yun that time. Early on, I felt that was my mission. And I'm holding on. Now we're starting, hopefully, kumita na to make it really sustainable. We tend to really sa market, especially those who help us out need for it. Na biglang lumaki. Yun talaga yung kailangan namin because we infuse a lot of capital to the point na my partner questioned me. I just felt na malapit na. And there is a need. And well, for one, though we have ibang investment. This is the only business na my customers have told me, Mr. Dinao, I will pray for you and for your farm. Dito ko lang na-encounter yun. Dito lang, I will pray for you in your farm, in your business. Bakit po? Pag nawala ka, and there have been a lot of producers na nawala, paano kami? So that's was also pushing me. Dahil may nagpapasalamat. So yung market is there. Yung support from the government.
Sige po, na-mention na rin lang, ano pong kailangan support?
Anong kailangan support?
1 kilo na lang po.
yung ang dami Yung market siguro it's there, it's growing. It's more of the product and quality improvement. Kasi mahal mag-invest sa cold storage, sa blast freezer, sa delivery facility. Though magiging social enterprise, but someone has to do it. Kung kami yun, the others are into production na. There is cost na mag-dress, mag-carry, mag-preserve, mag-deliver. minsan malaki rin yun na-hidden, hindi nila nakikita na bakit yung middleman is making money. Pero kung kinat yung middleman, kami yun. Then na-share. So, of course, yung marketing din, but yun nga, ang model na namin ngayon is B2B. Napasok na kami mag-deliver, napapagod kami mag-deliver house to house. So, marami na rin yung B2B. Pero ganun din ang gusto nila, kami pa rin ang product improvement, increase of production, at aming investment eh. So, lahat capital intensive. It's either we increase production based on our cash flow from sales, or meron kang soft loan, or wala nang loan na matapin. Kailangan yung talagang very soft o kaya grant. As far as technology, sa protocol siguro, we've learned a lot. Of course, we're still open. Pero more of capital na mabigat nila. Magkano ang glass freezer? Magkano ang AAA na small dressing facility? Lahat po, pera.